Hi there, it's Sam from pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is actually the customer thank you cards that I sent out to everybody who came shopping with me in May. And obviously I'm filming this ahead of time so I can show you all of the cards before they've gone out in the mail. There's just under 200 here. And I make all of my cards myself. I do all of my customer goodie packs myself. So they're all hand stamped, hand decorated and everything by me. And it's for everybody who comes shopping with me, no matter how much they spend. I put together a goodie pack that's always got a product treat in it, as well as the card. And the card is actually left blank so it can be reused. There's a newsletter in there, and if you use my hostess code, you get another thank you gift as well. Now, that's obviously always a product gift too. So these are all of the cards, so I just wanted to show you them all. And actually what I've pulled out here are where I came up with different patterns. So with my birds, I did 3 different colours. Petal Pink pair, Pool Party pair and Daffodil Delight pair. So those are the 3 different coloured birds, and then I used different papers. So you can see that's all the same paper, and so's that one actually. And so they're on different coloured cardstocks as well. So we've got Petal Pink, So Saffron, Daffodil Delight, Pool Party, Old Olive, Smoky Slate, and then there's another one in there. Calypso Coral is another colour that I use. So those are all different cards, but with the same paper. And then this one, I just did those 2. So Smoky Slate and Petal Pink. And that one I did, what's it called? Pool Party and Petal Pink. This one I did lots of different ones. Let me see if I can get them all out. I think I did one in every colour, so Daffodil Delight, Smoky Slate, Pool Party, so this is the coloured cardstock I'm talking about at the background, Old Olive, Calypso Coral, Petal Pink and So Saffron. And actually you could take it even further. I mean, this is just, these are all different to one another. This one, I think I did one of every colour in this one as well. So you can see that actually they can look quite different just by changing the cardstock at the back and the colour of the bird on the front. This feathery one, again, I think I did a different colour for each of them. So yeah, I used 7 different cardstock colours. And this one I think I did 4 or 5, 4 of those. And I think this is the final one, and actually it's one of these I'm going to recreate for you. So there we go. So the only one I didn't do was the Smoky Slate. So that's, I mean, I would say it's not from one pack of cards, one pack of paper, because I needed at least 2 packs if I remember rightly. But what I'm saying is one paper pattern, one pack of differently patterned paper will give you lots of variations. I do want to show you what my original one looked like. So this is what I was going to do, and then I decided I didn't like the layout of it, and so I ended up with this layout, which I much prefer. But I wanted to show you my very first one, because I do sample everything first. Okay, you need a piece of cardstock, cut it in half, score it in half. Doesn't matter if you're 8.5 by 11 or if you're International A4, cut it in half and score it in half. Or actually, technically, what I do is I score first, then cut. Because obviously with that volume, it's 192 cards I make. With that volume, you want to be scoring first. Score first, cut once, and you end up with 2 cards. Then my DSP for the front, because I work in metric on International A4, it's 0.5 centimetre shorter and narrower than that part of the card. So again, because I work on mass, I work out how much that is and how many of those I can get out of a sheet of paper. So I can get 6 from one sheet, and if I have my calculator handy, oh it is, it's relatively handy. So it's 12 sheets in a pack, and I can get 6 from a pack, which is going to give me 72. And I need 192 divided by 72 tells me I need 2.6. So I need, so 2 packs is going to be 144, so 192 minus 144 is 48 that I need left. Divide those by 6, gives me another 8 sheets. So I need 2 packs plus 8 sheets. So it's the best part of 3 packs. And in my case, I know that, so what I would do first, so I know that the size of this is going to be 14.35 that way, times it by 2 is 28.7 centimetres. And a sheet of DSP is 30.5. Whoops. 30.5 minus 28.7 is 1.8 centimetres. So I actually take that off first. I take that bit off first, and I also know that the width of this is 10. 10 times 3 is 30. I take your 30.5 centimetres off, leaves I need to take 5 centimetres. So I will take my great big sheet of paper, my great big sheet of DSP, or this many of them, so 32 sheets of them, and I will cut all of the 0.5 centimetres off every single one first, turn it round, and then I will take off my 1.8 centimetres, and then I will cut into strips, and that's how I mass produce. So I tend to do it just in one go. Right, let's get this on. And I do all of the elements. I do all of the scoring and cutting, then I do all of the cutting of the DSP. And I actually did the die cutting first. So these are our nested stitched framelets. I probably should have the other ones out, but I had these out because obviously I was die cutting. I did all of my die cutting first. And what I do is I take a sheet of cardstock, a full sheet, and I lay them. And I go, okay, that's X number of centimetres by X number of centimetres. How many can I get? I'm not worried about waste when I'm doing this many. If I was only cutting 4, I would, I'd be using one sheet and getting every single centimetre of cardstock and using it. But you can't keep count when you're doing, that many. So what I do is I make sure that I have 192 pieces of cardstock that are that size. And then I just sit and watch TV, and I run everything through the Big Shot. And if you saw me on my Facebook page in the middle of May, I went, oh look, my Fitbit automatically recognised a 30-minute swim. And it took, I think it was 4 sessions to die cut everything. But it was worth it. I had, I watched lots of films and stuff. Okay, I hope this piece is the right size now to fit it on. So it's probably not going to be, is it? Oh, it is. That's fine. I can fit that. No problem. And I do have an electronic die cutting machine. And actually it was too slow. I could go faster. And like I say, my Fitbit auto-recognised it a 30-minute swim because obviously look at the angle my hand's going at. Didn't know my Fitbit could go underwater. So, there we go. So yeah, I did all of that across another evening as well, or another few evenings. And actually it was sort of like, I'd grab half an hour here and there. And it was quite, I love to make my thank you cards every month. I mean, it's a real privilege for me to have people shopping with me. And that many, and I'm firmly of the belief that I'm going to give back. I'm going to say thank you. So they are handmade by me. It's not something that I could send off for somebody else to do. I do it all myself. So I'm lining up my words on here, and I'm going to line up my bird. I'm using my grid paper, and I hummed and hawed about whether to use my Stamperators to do all of these, but actually I felt I could freehand stamp them without any problem, which is exactly what I did. Freehand stamped every single one. And this phrase says, the world needs more of you. Okay, so I kind of need that to dry a little bit. Memento doesn't like to dry quickly, but I'm going to zoom in. Oh, other way. And yes, I'm blowing on this bird to try and get it to dry. Oh, I went too far. And it doesn't want to focus properly. There we go. So there's my bird. And I'm going to do Daffodil Delight. So I've got my light and I've got my dark. And the bird is very simple to do because you've got the stamped shaded lines already and you just need to follow those. So I've gone in with the light first, the dark on the tail and the bit of the wing. And I'm just following those dark bits. Actually, this is showing up nicely. Then I'm going to come in with my pale again and just blend. And I'm kind of sticking to just where I've put the dark. And it's all going to blend nicely and beautifully with paler on the face and that part of the wing. And that's it. I think I watched Avengers Infinity War, which is nearly 3 hours long. And I did it all in one go. And do you know, it was lovely. It was a real privilege to make all of them. And then after I'd done all of that, I got out all my dimensionals and I sat and put dimensionals on the back of everything. And then they sat there for another day or two. And then I came in and actually put everything together. So it's a real assembly line. So I have this brilliant storage system and it holds all of my cut cardstock and cut DSP. And then as I do die cutting or stamping or whatever it is I'm doing for my cards that month, they all then sit in there. So they're sat in all of their piles. There'll be a pile of cardstock, a pile of DSP, a pile of stamped bits or die cut bits, and then I just assemble them all. So I do all of the DSP, stick all of the DSP on first and pop them all to one side, and then I come and do all of the next elements. So it takes me pretty much the entire month to do, but I do it in the little bits of time I've got. So there you go. I hope everybody who's got one of these in the post likes them. Like I say, it was a real pleasure to make. I now need to think of the ones I'm going to do for June. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon. Bye.